No one embodies toxic masculinity better than feminists do. Um, Let me explain. The term toxic masculinity is defined on dictionary.com as follows: a cultural concept of manliness that glorifies stoicism, strength, virility, and dominance, and that is socially maladaptive or harmful to mental health. No, how interestingly, nowhere is this trait restricted to one specific gender. Yes, there is a mention of harmful manliness, but is manliness something that is really restricted to one gender? Can't women also be manly? Is that not precisely what feminism is all about? Making women more manly and making men more feminine. Thus, we can discern that, yes, of course, manliness is uh, is a characteristic that can most certainly be adopted by women. And this will inevitably be the case when they are being pushed culturally and um, societally by feminism to do so. They are constantly being conditioned into adopting masculine traits such as competitiveness, aggression, dominance, leadership, power, etc. Gender norms are very deeply rooted in psychology. While men were traditionally encouraged to develop and hone their naturally masculine features, they're now told to suppress them. If men aren't sobbing constantly about every little problem, if they aren't expressing themselves emotionally 24/7, and if they aren't essentially worshiping women in society, then they're displaying toxic masculinity. The suppression and erasure of such traits from men is promoted in modern liberal societies. These societies aim to transform their male population completely and render them into effeminate soy boys. In an ideal liberal society, men would be devoid altogether of any and all masculine traits, and they would therefore not exhibit toxic masculinity. On the flip side, women are pushed by feminism to suppress their femininity. Instead, they are encouraged to adopt masculine features so that they can become like strong, aggressive, independent career women. If anyone were to dare speak even a word against them, they know how to deal with the situation in the aggressive way that has been relayed to them throughout their education. If they are, they're empowered with the confidence to compete, to be assertive in their surroundings, and to always have the dominant hand over men. But feminism bestows masculinity upon women. Like, the more faithful a feminist a woman is, the more manly she becomes. And the manlier she becomes, the more she exudes toxic masculinity. Thus, not only are hardcore feminists the very embodiment of toxic masculinity, they are responsible for its manifestation in liberal societies. And for example, in a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, it was discovered that in a role-play scenario, when women were told to fire someone, i.e., when they wield power, their testosterone levels increase. The study concluded wielding power increased testosterone in women compared with the control, regardless of whether it was performed in gender stereotyped masculine or feminine ways. This means that women can be influenced psychologically to physiologically release testosterone, a hormone that is universally known to endow one with the masculine characteristics of power and aggression. And even from a biological point of view, we can see how feminism transforms women into men and thus into perpetrators of toxic masculinity. It was exactly why social justice warriors need to shift gears, because they're missing their true targets by a mile. Maybe they need to stop attacking the men that they've morphed and they've turned into effeminate soy boys. And now they must look inward and expunge the disease of toxic masculinity that radiates from within. Every time a feminist screeches about women's empowerment at rallies, every time a rabid feminist sees online about abortion, every time a woman raises her voice over a man or displays any kind of authority towards him, that is by definition toxic masculinity, they need to cancel and ban all these toxic feminists from social media. If they don't make it their life's goal to cancel all of these hyper-aggressive, assertive, dominant females, then they are allowing the evil that is toxic masculinity to diffuse and proliferate.